The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
How can the New York Jets navigate the draft board? We'll talk to a draft analyst about that and much more. It's the Jake Asman Show. 8 days till the draft. Let's hit it and get it started. Man, our Jets are primed to win another offseason, baby.
I wanted this job. Put your seatbelts on and get ready for the ride. And I'm ready for it. Because it's all about the Jets. This is bigger than me. I look forward to this. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this.
We bleed Jets green each and every day. Will the playoff drought finally end? Kings of the offseason, baby. This is what we do. At least we have Garrett Wilson. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super Chats, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinn Williams. Prepare to be underdogs. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show. Here we go. Here on a Wednesday. It is hump day, and we are just 8 days away from the NFL draft. The Jets are on the clock with pick number 7, and we'll be watching it all together. Come to Clinton Hall in New York City. Join me, Fireman Ed, and a bunch of diehard Asmaniacs, diehard Jet fans, as we watch the draft together, give away awesome prizes, and just have a great damn time. It's going to be great. We got some tickets left, about 40 or so left, so please click the link in the description and lock in your spot today. Joining us right now in his weekly spot to talk all things Jets and NFL draft is a good friend, the great Cole Thompson. Cole, it's funny. Off air, I was talking to you, and I go, oh, you're wearing a U t-shirt, all about the U, Cam Ward going number 1. And then why don't you move either right or left and show us what actually is going on there?
It's a Miami shirt, not a U t-shirt. Miami shirt. Or is it? Nah, it's Pride of Ireland, so I'm wearing my own country's shirt today. I look like a leprechaun, and Leprechaun's going to go number 1 overall, and so we're rocking with the Fighting Irish today. And it's not a Hawaiian Friday. That's the big thing, is that people got to realize it's a Hawaiian Friday when I do it. So if I'm back on Fridays, you get the Hawaiian shirt.
What's funny, I'm like, you're wearing a U shirt? I mean, you went to Alabama.
Oh, yeah. I say, totally Carson Beck in it. All about Cam Ward, baby, going on into Tennessee. All about it. Gotta go show my pride right now.
Yep. All right, so let's talk about a very specific scenario. I talked about this briefly yesterday, but I want your thoughts as a fellow draft analyst. So Connor Rogers, who covers the Jets closely, of course, and does the draft nationally for NBC Sports, he put out this scenario here, and I want your take on it. So Connor wrote, I'm fascinated to see the Jets process at 7 if we assume that both Armand Membu and Tyler Warren are on the board. There's healthy arguments for each, but how high the Jets are on day 2 of this offensive line class probably dictates what they do. For example, if they view Ursary or Trapillo as viable day 2 starters, you could take Tyler Warren. So in your opinion, Cole, how do you view the offensive line class? If the Jets do take Tyler Warren at 7, are you confident in the day 2 class that you could find a legit offensive lineman with pick 42, let's say, for the Jets, or pick 73? That's their third round selection.
I think 42, Ursary is the big name to watch for. And if he is there, yeah, I have no problem with you going ahead and making that move. I think Ursary is a guy that you hope could be a full-time starter by the end of the year, but you expect him to be at least a fringe stopgap player for his rookie campaign. That's how I feel. I think Trapillo is a guy that you want to target probably end of round 2, early round 3, maybe even middle of round 2 if you were to like to trade back from 42, somebody move on up and get a quarterback and you get a 5th round pick in the process. That's not a bad move. I am agreeing with Connor on one thing. The 2 names that are listed on the board right now, those are the 2 that I think that they will target at 7. It will either be Armand Membu or it will be Tyler Warren going into gangrene. That's a lock for me at this point. I am sold that one of those 2 is going to be playing next season for this New York Jets offense. I believe that. But the next question comes to, what could you also do in return? Now, let's just say that you're sitting right here at pick number 7 and you get a phone call and somebody wants to move up and you move back 3 spots and you get a 3rd round pick. At that point, you already know that you're going to be done with probably Armand Membu. He's not going to be sitting there. So it's going to be Tyler Warren at pick number 10 or pick number 11 or whatever it is. Do you feel like that you are still going to be able to land him at that position? As long as you do, I would still trade back at that point. But let's just say that you're at number 7. If you think that you are going to have to work in an Aju Trapillo or work in an Irisi or Josh Connolly's not going to be there or anything along those lines, then I feel like Membu has to be the pick. Because if I can find 2 or 3 really good tight ends that I think could at least add value in the second round. I think a Mason Taylor's going to be there at pick 42. I believe that you can get really good play from Elijah Arroyo in round 3. I believe that Gunnar Helm could be a pretty solid option in either late round 3, early day 3. One of those guys can be there. And I think that there's some other names that are kind of flying under the radar that are starting to gain a little bit more interest at the tight end position to where it's not that far-fetched to believe, yeah, you're in a good spot. But if you're sold on Ursi or a Connerly being there at 42 or Trapillo, you can go ahead and get him in the middle of round 2 and put him in a good spot. Cool. I'm fine with that. Why not? What's the point of not going after a guy that you believe can be a top 10 tight end by the end of his rookie year?
Well, to me, it's a fascinating conversation on what the approach would be. So I'm with you. If they could trade back, that's still, my number one option. I don't know necessarily how they're going to be able to pull off a trade back, like which team is coming up. But one thing I do think could happen here, Cole, what if Mason Graham is on the board for the Jets at 7? And in a scenario where Graham is there, Warren is there, and Membu's there. And a lot of people are like, what? How's Graham going to be there? But what if Jacksonville doesn't take him at 5? I don't think the Raiders would. Like, Graham feels like if he doesn't go to the Jaguars, he could actually make it. Now, he's probably going to go to the Jaguars, but the Jets are certainly doing their homework on Mason Graham because they have already now met with him 3 times. They had an interview with him at the Combine. They took him out to dinner before his pro day. He was at their facility yesterday, reportedly. So if he's there at 7, your thoughts on a Graham, Warren, Membu decision the Jets would be making?
I mean, my pick would be Graham. Like, if you're just asking me straight up, it would be Graham. That would be it. Because, and by the way, I don't think that you would see the Jaguars pass on Graham. What I think you would see is that somebody's traded on up to go get Ashton Genty in place of the Las Vegas Raiders, and he would fall down that pathway. I think if the Jaguars are staying at 5, they're taking Mason Graham. That's my belief. But if I'm going based off of simply production, upside, and what I believe the trajectory is of all 3 of the players, the highest upside and the highest ceiling is Mason Graham. I think Mason Graham can be an all-pro by the end of his second season. Everything that you want in terms of a 3-down defensive lineman with impeccable footwork, great hand usage, the ability to work upfield and win in the run game, win as a pass rusher, that's what you're adding. And what do we know? It's a defensive-minded coach. If a defensive-minded coach gets his pick at whoever he wants on the board, 90% of the time he's going to go after a defensive player because it's easier to kind of figure out how they fit with your team and you're in charge of them. And again, this is an organization that I think wants stability and safeness when it comes to their first pick. That's not a negative. When you look back at the Detroit Lions, what did they do? First pick ever underneath the new regime with Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes. It was Penei Sewell. And people said, well, you need a quarterback. Well, you need wide receiver help. Well, you need to add in this and that. And they're like, let's go get ourselves an all-pro future offensive tackle, call it a day, and we'll be in a good foundation moving forward.
Yeah, but here's the thing with that. I agree to an extent. Yes, Penei Sewell ends up being a really good pick.
Yeah,
but
sure.
If they didn't hit on Amon-Ra St. Brown in the 4th round, I don't know if we're talking about that draft being like what it is. Like, they still needed a receiver, and give them credit. They nailed the St. Brown pick in round 4. But like I don't know. I just feel like taking Graham over an offensive lineman, that's tough for me when you already have Quinnen Williams. You've invested a lot on the D-line, and they do need a DT, but I have a lot of belief in this draft at the DT spot. I think they could find someone a little bit later on that could fill that role next to Quinnen Williams.
I think it's a hit and miss. I think that you have some guys that you're really banking on, just traits that need to be properly extinguished in the right system. And then you have guys that are very big boomer bust where the college production maybe doesn't match what they're actually going to do at the NFL level. And so that's kind of my point here. The same thing that you said about the offensive line. You could do the exact same thing here. Mason Graham's on the board. How do you feel about an Ozzie Trapillo being there at pick 42? How do you feel about an Ursi? How do you feel about a tight end in round 3? How do you feel about the wide receiver room? Because you're right, you do need weapons. I'm not going to sit here and act like that you don't. But think about this for a second, Jake. You have a number 1. You don't need to go over splurge on a wide receiver that you could probably land at 73, and he would be a complimentary wide receiver 3 or a wide receiver 2. You can go ahead and add in somebody at tight end at pick 42. If you feel like that your offensive line is good enough to where you don't need to over splurge on an offensive tackle, you don't have to. But I just look at a guy like Mason Graham and I say, I believe in safe stability, and I look at his upside is. He is the safer of all three of the players. Now, again, if you want to go after a defensive tackle in round 2, there's some names that you could probably target. Darius Alexander out of Toledo being one, Tyleek Williams out of Ohio State being one. There are some guys who are there, but I also got to look at the rest of the roster, and I got to say to myself, am I going to find a player as good as Mason Graham to come on in? Am I going to find a tight end that could be as impactful to my team? That's kind of where I'm at.
It makes sense. It does. I would really prefer an offensive player. Like the Jets have a defensive coach. They have an experienced defensive coordinator. The defense has infinitely already more talent than the offense does. Like if they can't find a way to get this defense to be a lot better, like without Mason Graham, like I don't know what to tell you. Their offense right now has so many holes.
Humor me real fast. What if Tyler Warren is the pick at 5? And now you're left with Armand Membu and Mason Graham at 7.
I would probably take Membu and just solidify my offensive line.
Okay. Now, again, are you going into the thought process that I can still find a great defensive tackle and a future tight end or a wide receiver at 73 and 42? Is that where your brain is right now when it comes to that?
Yeah, I the way I would look at it would be, okay, like let's solidify the O-line. We're not going to have a great receiver room unless we, catch lightning in the bottle with someone on day 2 or day 3, but we know we want to run the ball. Membu is awesome in the run game. We plug and play him. We have Olu. We got our bookend tackles. We feel good about center. You have AVT and Simpson for at least one more year going into the last year of their deals. For at least a year, I think the Jets would have immediately a top 10 offensive line, and I'd be able to sell myself on defense, rebounds. You're going to run the crap out of the football. You have Justin Fields, who's elite in that regard. Like, build the trenches upright rather than add another really good, don't get me wrong, defensive player to already a talented defense that just, to me, needs to play like a team and be coached better.
I'll be real. If you're telling me it's between Armand Membu and Mason Graham at pick number 7, I don't think you can go wrong with either. I think that with Tyler Warren, now that becomes a conversation between him and Mason Graham. Because again, I like this tight end class. I do. I don't think that there is a elite player outside of Tyler Warren, but there are some really good tight ends. And let's just say Armand Membu's the pick. Okay, humor me. Membu's the pick at 4 to the
a lot of humor from you today.
What?
A lot of humor from you today.
I know. I'm all happy-go-lucky today. So give me Armand Membu at 4. Give me Will Campbell at 5. Ashton Genty at 6. So now it's Tyler Warren and Mason Graham at pick number 7. At that point, that's where I go Mason Graham. Like just straight up from a player perspective, Mason Graham to me is safer, and I can still land a really good wide receiver or tight end at 42, and I can still get Audrey Trapillo in a trade up if need be. So I still feel good about that at that point.
Yeah, look, you could take Graham, and I wouldn't say how dare they. I would need to know how they feel about the tight end class. Did they feel similar to you, that they feel like they could get a legit tight end at pick 42 or pick 73? Then sure. The Miami tight end that you're mentioning, as you're wearing a Miami
shirt, wearing the fake
thought,
Miami shirt, yes.
Yeah, Arroyo to me, like you look at him and go, wow, like this guy could be awesome, but the injury stuff scares me. Sure. But like if you rolled the dice on him in the 3rd round, that to me would be a decent spot to do it.
I would say the 3rd round, and that's probably where he's going to go. I think you can do a combination of things. And I was talking to a friend of ours, Connor Long, when I went on his show, and he asked me, what would you do if you were a tight end? I say, if you want to go get just 2 players to play the position and work it out both ways, where you get a pass catcher and a blocker, get Jackson Hawes out of Georgia Tech in round 5 or round 6, and then go get Harold Fannin Jr. in round 3 or round 4. Do that. And then you get yourself a receiving threat, you get yourself a blocking threat, and that could be at the best of both worlds. To me, that's where I'm at.
Do you like the Fannin? Does the fact that he played at Bowling Green concern you?
Fine, but Fannin's a wide receiver. Like that's what it is. So it's like we're going right back to the conversation of what we had last year with Brock Bowers, but I'm getting him in round 3 or round 4. Like that's the difference here. And
well, I mean, if he's Brock Bowers, he's not going to be in round 3.
No, what I'm saying is that he's a receiver only. Like everyone was talking about how Brock Bowers was the tight.
Did somebody say Brock Bowers?
Thank you, Gary. Perfect example of how last year's draft went for everyone here. No, but like Brock was not a tight end. He was a wide receiver. Like, that's what he is. He's a really good inside wide receiver. He's a big-bodied wide receiver for the Las Vegas Raiders, but he's not a tight end. So it's like, it's different. Harold Fannin probably should have won the Biletnikoff more than he should have won the John Mackey because he was a wide receiver. He barely did any blocking.
Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Talking with our guy, Cole Thompson, weekly spot on the show. So yesterday I received a request from Purple Belt Mike. He said, if you add a Darrelle Revis signed item to this week's Jets first round themed Asmaniac raffle, I'm dropping 10 memberships on the spot. So Mike, if you're out there, the latest prize to the Asmaniac raffle is a signed photo by Jets legend, the Hall of Famer, Darrelle Revis. Revis Island signed photo that I will send to you to hang up in the man cave. Prize number 2, a signed Sauce Gardner jersey. Prize number 3, a signed Keyshawn Johnson Jets throwback helmet. Prize number 4, a signed Al Toon helmet. Prize number 5, a Ken O'Brien signed jersey. So gift away if you want in, or send in a $20 super chat, and that is the equivalent of 5 raffle entries. Abu Dhabi starts us off with 5 raffle entries on this $20 super chat. Cole, who is this year's absolute piss missile?
I'm trying to think of, okay, what exactly does he mean by that? Because I'm gonna go with what my brain is. Just a dude later off in the middle of the rounds, I think is going to be a superstar by the time that he gets to the end of his rookie season. It's Kyle Williams at Washington State. The more I watch him, the more I see him play.
Jet fans like him.
I believe that he will be the best day 2 wide receiver far and away this year, and he will have better production than at least 2 guys that are drafted in the first round. I do. He is a great separator. On top of that, he's a great route runner. He's got good open field speed. He's got that vertical presence. He can work in the slot. He can work on the outside. He can be a dude that you can trust at the Z position. He played in a very up-tempo passing offense, and he's worked with mobile quarterbacks before. So if you can move him around and let the quarterback get outside the pocket, he knows where to land at the right time. I don't think that he is this day 1 talent like some people are kind of going with. I don't think that he's one of these guys that you're going to see inside the top 40 picks, but if you tell me end of round 2, early round 3, I believe he is going to hit. I think that he adds tremendous value on the outside as a Z receiver, especially for a lot of teams that want to go get that speed element. I think another guy that you just wanted to throw in there, and I want to just bring him up because there's something about his game that I really, really love watching when he's in coverage, and it's Andrew McCoop out of Texas. I think that there's a lot about his ball skills that allows him to win his one-on-one battles. The only thing that I worry about him is his tackling, but tackling can get better at the NFL level if you're taught by the right coach. I mean, Kalen Bullock coming out of USC last year was awful. He was horrendous in coverage, but he goes to a defensive-minded coach in DeMeco Ryans, and he ends up getting better, and he ends up becoming one of the best rookie safeties in the NFL. So I think Makuba in the right situation, you know that he will be able to create turnovers. You know he does a good job of mirroring wide receivers. You know he can play in the deep part of the field. There's a lot to like about him as a round 3 option. I think that he is one of those players that has tremendous upside if he goes to the right team, especially one that has a defensive coach.
Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. A man of his word, PBM, Purple Belt Mike. He dropped the 50 spot. That is 10 raffle entries. You know what, Mike? Since you're a man of your word, we're boosting this one. 12 raffle entries for PBM in the latest raffle, which now includes a signed piece by Darrelle Revis. Appreciate you as always, Mike, and looking forward to seeing you at the draft party in 8 days. Buy a ticket like Purple Belt Mike did. I believe he's going to be rocking and rolling with us. It's going to be awesome. Bobby Midnight checks in with an Asmaniac super chat. Hi, Jake, my friend. You're awesome. And hi, all my other friends. I am here now. Bobby, thank you for telling us you're here.
Bobby's always here.
Chupa says, Jets should draft Tyler Warren and have a guy that can block and catch and help the O-line with blocking, then draft the best D lineman. Well, Warren can block really well. So yeah. I think that's a plus.
No, Warren is an actual blocker. Like, I think that he is not the best blocker in the draft, but I think that when you look at the combination of everything that he does, from blocking to route running to catch radius, his surefire hands, that's what makes him the best tight end. And the fact that he can be a gadget of sorts, That's the difference. Like, again, last season, I kept screaming, I'm not going to see the Jets take a tight end with the 11th overall pick when you have other needs, and he's not going to be a blocker. He's going to be a receiving threat. It's completely different than when you look at a guy like Tyler Warren. Now, that does not mean by any means whatsoever he is an elite blocker. There are way better guys in this draft who are better blockers than him. But he can block. He is a willing blocker. I think that in the right system, he can get better as a blocker. And that is something that you could at least preface when saying to yourself, hey, what's the difference between adding him in the top 10 and adding a guy like Brock Bowers in the top 10? When you look at this overall draft, and especially you feel good about the quarterback position, better than maybe you did when you look at the offensive line as well with Olu Fashanu coming on in at the left side.
Hit the like button if you haven't. More importantly, please subscribe to the channel. Spread the word to your fellow Jet fans. This is the place to be for Jet Talk. Spread the word. Promo code Asman at HugaHouse.com will get you a discount on whichever hat you want. They added a bunch of new ones. The hat I'm wearing is one of their OG hats, but they got the performance line hats now. So check it out, HugaHouse.com. Use that promo code Asman for 15% off. Shout out to Huga House for being a longtime sponsor now of our channel.
I gotta do this now because I've got to end this conversation. 3 siblings. I see you in the comments section. I see how you're reacting. The numbers may back up that Brock Bowers was an inline tight end. He was not. I'm going to repeat this for the final time. So get it through your skull so that way we can end the chit chat here. He was not a good blocking tight end. He lined up inside. Now, what did he do when he got to a place like Las Vegas? They lined him up as an inside receiving threat. Look at his blocking numbers compared to his blocking numbers at Georgia. They're nearly identical, except the rep count and the positioning isn't. He was not a good blocker. He was a terrible blocker. He was a god-awful blocker at the University of Georgia. And the fact that you're trying to say, oh, well, he was a more inline blocker, it just shows you the way that they ran the offense in Athens versus the way they ran the offense in State College. Just because if you line up in a certain position does not mean you are a better blocker. He was never a good blocker. He has not become a good blocker. Las Vegas figured that out pretty quickly, which is why he became the all-time leader in receiving yards for a rookie tight end, receptions for a rookie tight end, receiving touchdowns for a rookie tight end, and for his top 5 in receiving threats, and was one of the worst blockers last season in the NFL at the tight end position. Have a nice day, but stop with this malarkey of, oh, he lined up more inline. Who cares? I care about how you perform as a blocker. Better blocker, Tyler Warren than Brock Bowers.
You good? You got that out of your system?
I got that out of my system. I'm so tired of it.
You said a lot of Brock Bowers there.
Did somebody say Brock Bowers?
Beautiful.
Jay likes to troll, so you got the full Jay experience with that.
I'm glad I got the full Jay experience, but I'm sick and tired of seeing check the numbers. Like I checked the tape. I've watched the tape.
I miss when Jay worked at Pizza Hut, and I would say nobody out pizzas the Hut better than Jay, but he doesn't work there anymore. It's unfortunate. Abu Dhabi checks in with a $10 super chat. Separately, Shuck, Howard, McCord, or Milroe on day 3. I want to actually ask you about Milroe because you probably watched him more than most because you're an Alabama fan. You went there. Your thoughts on him? Could he be like the next Jalen Hurts? Like your thoughts on like who he is?
No, he can't be the next Jalen Hurts, but I think in the right system, there can be a role for him to at least find success. Now, I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's going to end up being where he is one of these, like, what would be the right way to put it? Like Taysom Hill type players that has a design option for him and can maybe throw it from time to time. Like, yeah, that's it. He's got an arm. I mean, like you got to realize that there are some things that he has that you just can't teach. Arm strength is one of them. He can uncork it 50,000 feet downfield and be in a really, really, really good spot. The problem is that he's not accurate. So you're trusting a lot of his athleticism. You're trusting a lot of his mobility. You're hoping that he gets better as a decision maker. Add all that together, then maybe it's something. But if you're going in this order, I would go with Shuck at number 1. And I don't really like Shuck that much, but if we're going day 3, I'm okay with him. McCord number 2, Howard 3, Milroe 3, Howard 4.
I like Howard.
I like him for being a day 3 pick.
I loved his Gruden quarterback camp. It was awesome.
You know what I can appreciate? The fact that he even called out Tennessee after them putting on their shirts right afterwards. Like, I love the fact that he was not afraid to go ahead and throw hands at that point and talk your shit.
Yeah, Will Howard. I don't know. He was impressive in that. I like him as a day 3 selection if the Jets were going to go down that path. I'm good with rolling the dice on McCord. I don't think Milroe's going to be there. I think he's going to get drafted a lot earlier than
he is.
Everyone projects because, I mean, 1, they invited him to the draft, and 2, he's arguably the best athlete in the class. So if you're going to take a non-first round quarterback, you'll bet on the guy's upside more than anything else.
I mean, the other thing that you got to realize, Jake, this is a dude that he has the fastest 40 time for a quarterback. I mean, he's in the 4.3s. That alone is getting you drafted on day 2.
Yep.
Like that alone is getting you selected somewhere on day 2. So you get that, and then you throw in Shuck, they're going to be day 2 picks. Like, I don't buy into the rumors that there are some GMs that believe that Shuck is going to go round 1. I don't buy into that. I can't buy into that because that would just be malpractice and that would be moronic and that'd be a way to get yourself fired. 100%. But they're going to go day 2. So the question is McCord or Howard at this point on day 3. And I would go with McCord over Howard.
Adam with a super chat. Thank you. Adam, is Warren fast enough to be a real weapon?
Yeah, he's fast. Yeah, he's fast enough to be a real weapon. Now, is he fast enough to be this world-class 1,000-yard playmaker every single season? Maybe not. But I do think that he is somebody that can get you really good yardage after contact. I think he's
Mark Andrews. That's my comp for him.
Really?
Yeah.
I like better route running George Kittle or less blocking Sam Laporta.
I'll take either one.
If you give me less functioning as a blocker Sam Laporta in this offense, it's not that bad. Or better block or better blocking Pat Freiermuth.
We know Fields loved throwing to Freiermuth last year.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. Is that that's the other thing is that if you're trusting that Justin Fields is going to be your starting quarterback for this season and maybe next year, who did he love targeting when he was in Chicago and when he was in Pittsburgh? Tight ends.
Yep.
So why not? Like, why not go after that guy? Go get yourself a tight end.
Ricky wants to know where you would have ranked Penn State quarterback Drew Aller had he come out.
1. I mean, that's very disrespectful because I don't think that Drew Aller's worth the first-round pick, but I also don't think Cam Ward's worth the first-round pick.
Why don't you like Cam Ward? I don't get it.
I think that there are so many things that have happened in his game. And the other thing is that he's played in 3 different offensive personnels, that the mistakes that he is making at this point in his career, that's who he is as a player. So it's a lot of boomer bust. The throws are going to be there. He's going to have a lot of good movement in the backfield. He's going to create his opportunities to work downfield and get wide receivers open. But I just don't view him as a first-round pick. That's my thing. If you told me I could get him in day 2 and he's going to end up being a top 25 passer, that's fine with me. But that's what he is. He's going to be a top 25, top 20 passer at best in the NFL. Is that worth a first-round pick? Is that worth the number 1 overall pick, Jake?
Well, no, but I think he's going to be good. I don't see him as that. I think he's going to be a good quarterback.
I think he's going to be an average to slightly mid quarterback in the NFL. And that's not worth number 1 overall pick, especially at a place like Tennessee when I feel like I have to land the right quarterback.
Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. We'll take a couple calls with Cole, and let's say hello to Kyle Clifton, who's first up today. Hello, Kyle.
What's up?
What's going on, guys? How are you?
How are you doing,
Kyle?
So, what's up? So I want to talk about Membu for a second. I'm increasingly thinking that he's not going to be there. I think that there is a chance the Raiders could take him. I think that there's a chance that the Patriots could take him. I think there's a trade in front of us scenario that could happen. I think that he's probably becoming more highly valued as the process goes on. That said, I think our greatest need is a weapon. There is no solution right now at WR2. There is nothing but question marks in the slot when we go in that 3 wide out formation. We have no tight end 1. And we brought this guy in to see if we could give him a last chance to flourish and be our franchise quarterback. We have got to get him weapons in the first 2 days. There is no doubt about it. Now, I don't know if that's 7. It's going to depend on what happens in front of us. But that's what makes it so imperative to see what's out there when the first six picks play out, and see if we can go back and add additional picks in the first 2 days. I don't mind double dipping at wide receiver in the first 2 days if we can add picks. I don't mind taking a tight end in the first 2 rounds, but we've got to get this guy a little bit more of a system that he can work in to be successful, or else we're going to be going right back to the next draft with quarterback. And I wanted to hear your guys' thoughts on that.
I agree with you, Kyle, because everyone's talking about, oh, well, can Fields put it together? Can he unlock it? Like, do what Darnold did and what Baker did. Those guys had better weapons. Right now, the Jets don't have enough weapons. So it's like you got to sell me on solidify the O-line or get me a playmaker early in this draft. Like that as much as I like Mason Graham, I trust the Jets defensive coaching staff to put together a good defense with the talent they already have, and they can address DT later. I need an offensive player early in this draft with 2 of my first 3 picks.
I don't entirely agree with going with a weapon at 7, especially because I just look at if Mason Graham is there. What I am going to tell you is I agree with you 100%. I don't think Membu's going to be there when the draft happens. I believe he will be gone at either 4 or 5 or 6.
Will Campbell, come on down.
I believe that he would. Well, then that's a conversation you have. And at that point, maybe you could actually talk. Like, for me personally, probably you could talk myself into going with Tyler Warren over Will Campbell. Like, you probably could, just because I think he's a better guard than he is a tackle prospect. And I feel good about the guard position in New York right now. So, like, that's the conversation we can have.
Right. And my other thing is with defensive tackle is I feel like there's going to be rotational guys you can get maybe into round 5 in this draft because there's so much talent there. So, to get a guy like Graham, whose skill set might be a little duplicative of Quinnen's, when we can't really trade Quinnen this year with the dead money, I don't know. Like, to me, the top option is to go back and hope that one of these top offensive options is there in the early teens, and a lot of stuff has to happen for that to work out. But I'm getting increasingly concerned that even if we wanted Membo, he wouldn't be there. Thanks for your time, guys.
Kyle, appreciate you.
Appreciate him.
I mean, Membo could go to New England at 4. It's certainly possible.
It's not going to shock me. It won't.
The betting odds still have Campbell going there, but there could be a surprise.
I don't hate Campbell I don't hate Campbell at pick number 7.
If they don't believe in Campbell because they think he's a guard, AVT's playing right tackle for me. I'll find a guard, Tate Ratledge on day 2. And
sure,
I'm taking Warren or Graham, who's ever there, or I'm trying to trade out first, but if I can't, that's what I'm thinking.
Well, I'm trying to trade out first. That's always going to be it. But still, you can talk me into Campbell, and I'd be okay with it. I think Campbell is an all-pro talent at guard, not a tackle. And I feel like that you need a right tackle. And so if you're cool with AVT playing right tackle, that's fine. But I would rather have Membu there. And if Membu's not going to be there, now I'm going to have that conversation between Tyler Warren, Mason Graham, and Will Campbell. And at that point, you're leaning probably more so in favor of Mason Graham and Tyler Warren.
Give it up to Paul Taxter. He becomes the first Asmaniac today to gift a channel membership.
It's the Asmaniac membership raffle. For every membership gifted, you receive 1 ticket entered in the raffle to win epic prizes.
5 new channel members, courtesy of Paul, JK, C. Diggs, Raider Mac, Pat Rudy, Sean Sharp, all receiving channel memberships from Paul. Paul, always appreciate your support, my man. Hopefully you win one of our awesome prizes, which if you missed it, we announced it at the start of the program. A Darrelle Revis signed photo has been added to our successful Jets first-round draft pick themed raffle to go with a signed Sauce Gardner jersey, signed Keyshawn Johnson helmet, signed Altoon helmet, and a signed Kenny O Jets jersey. Cole, I know you got to run, so final thoughts here.
I think it's going to end up being between 2 guys at pick number 7. It's either going to be Armand Membu and Tyler Warren. And if you feel good about either one of those coming on in, and you feel really good about the rest of the roster, and you feel really good about the ways that you can turn the draft later on in the rounds, whether it be at wide receiver, tight end, defensive tackle, linebacker, 42, 73, day 3, by all means, go feel confident taking one of those 2. But that's what I think is going to happen. I believe, Jake, you are 100% right. They are going to bring in an offensive player. I also believe it's between those 2. The question is going to be, how do you feel about right tackle, long-term, outside of round 1? How do you feel about tight end outside of round 1? If both are there and you feel stronger about one side than the other, go take the position you feel weaker about in the long term. To me right now, that would be actually the right tackle spot versus it would be the tight end spot.
Let me ask you this.
Okay.
Cole Thompson, mock draft, top 10, on the fly right now. Project it out, baby.
You mean like 1 through 10?
Yeah, what you think will happen. Not what you would do, but what you think will happen.
Number 1 is going to be Cam Ward. Number 2 is going to be Travis Hunter. Number 3 to the New York Giants is going to be Abdul Carter. Number 4, I believe, is going to be Armand Membu. Number 5, I believe Jacksonville is going to stay put and take Mason Graham. Number 6, I believe you will see Ashton Jeanty go off the board. Number 7, I believe you will see Tyler Warren become a part of the New York Jets. Number 8, I'm going to go Jalen Walker out of Georgia. Number 9, this is the wild card. I think Will Campbell is going to fall here. And number 10, I believe you will see another tight end land in this spot. I'm going to go Colston Loveland out of Michigan to the Chicago Bears.
Wow, Bears going to go tight end that high after Warren.
I believe so. That's my pick.
Interesting. Love it. Cole, you're the man. Appreciate you.
See you next week.
Cole Thompson, everyone. Not wearing a U t-shirt, wearing an Ireland flag t-shirt. All right. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. We'll get to your calls here coming up. Gator with an Asmaniac super chat. As it may affect the draft, does Rodgers land on the team before the 24th? Doesn't feel like it. I mean, I guess he could. If I'm the Steelers, I'd say, hey, are you playing for us? Like, we kind of got to know because it might impact our decision at 21 or if we trade up. Might he prefer New Orleans? So I talked about this on the radio. To me, you could sell me on New Orleans being better for Rodgers than Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's got the better roster. They certainly got the better coach until proven otherwise. But New Orleans is in a very weak division. It's not a great division. Atlanta, Tampa, Carolina. Like, that's the selling point. I still think he ultimately goes to the Steelers, though. Comments, questions, super chats, send them in. We'll react in real time as we always do here on the show. Please spread the word to your friends, to your family. We talk Jets each and every day, so click that like button and make sure you stay subscribed to the channel. Our goal is to get to 50,000 subs. We're almost at 42. And then we need another 8,000 after that. So maybe the Jets will be good, and that will help. Trust me. People are like, oh, but they're bad. You always can talk about they're bad. They're always in the news. But the views are up when they win. Trust me. I've been doing this now for years. I do want to acknowledge something that happened yesterday in the NFL. Jet great Tyron Smith announced his retirement. Obviously will be known for his illustrious 1 year with the Jets. He signed a one-day contract to retire as a Dallas Cowboy. And never forget, Gator writes in, whatever happened to Tyrone Smith? Hashtag Neil. Never forget how badly Neil wanted the Jets to sign Tyrone Smith.
If we don't get Tyrone Smith and shore up this goddamn offensive line, I'm done. This is bullshit. Everybody's praising Joe Douglas. I gotta tell you, I'm starting to get pissed. This is the difference between a winner and a goddamn loser. We're a bunch of losers. I'm tired of it. Tyrone Smith's sitting there. What does Joe Douglas say? But draw the line, I will give you $12 million. Wait, you're not going to pay the guy? What are you waiting for? Jesus Christ, I'm pissed.
It's so funny because they end up getting Tyron Smith for like the bare minimum. Like it was like $6.5 million guaranteed. And we're all like, what a steal. And we're celebrating it. And I thought it was a great move, right? He was second team All-Pro last year. We didn't think he was shot. We knew there was injury concerns. We didn't think he would just fall off a cliff. Jets paid him a total of $9.25 million. He hit $2.75 million of his incentives from that, $6.5 million base. And they have a dead cap charge of $6.4 million this year. It's crazy. We were all excited about that signing, yet he just sucked. I guess that's the concern with older players. They could just fall off a cliff quickly. And you think back to the moves the Jets made. Mike Williams, I mean, he's washed. He had that one catch with Pittsburgh. I think that was his only catch. But, I mean, man, I will say this. I want to defend at least one former, Jet that was a Hall of Famer, most known for being with a different team. So Zach Rosenblatt, who covers the team for The Athletic, he put out a tweet yesterday. Tyron Smith will be a first ballot member of the Hall of Former Stars who played for the Jets at the end of their careers when they were no longer stars. And he mentioned Ronnie Lott, Ed Reed, Jason Taylor, Michael Vick, Dalvin Cook, Le'Veon Bell, Plaxico Burress, Chris Johnson, Dwayne Brown, Matt Forte, Derek Mason, Ty Law, Aaron Rodgers, right? Now, on this list, he put LaDainian Tomlinson. And rightfully so, a bunch of Jet fans immediately pounced in the mentions, saying, hold on a second. LaDainian Tomlinson was a really good Jet. He was. LT was awesome. LT was spectacular. And also, I know we don't like Jason Taylor because he played for the Dolphins. He was pretty good in his role in 2010 for the Jets. He wasn't brought in to be a star. He was brought in to be a veteran presence, help the team take the next step. He did. He was fine. Jason Taylor was not bad. LaDainian Tomlinson was legitimately good in 2010, and he was still productive in 2011. Go look at LT's numbers in 2010. He could have had over 1,000 rushing yards if he wanted to play in the last game against the Buffalo Bills that year. Rex gave him the choice. Say, hey, do you want to go for 1,000? And LT said, I'll take the rest for the playoffs. LT was an awesome Jet, and he gave one of the great pregame speeches, I would argue, in the history of professional sports before the Jets upset the Pats in the playoffs that year. So I look back at LT's time fondly. Some of the other names here, I mean, like Derek Mason sucked. That's probably the worst personnel move Tannenbaum made, in my opinion, because it really led to the downfall. You get rid of Jericho Cotchery, you bring in Derek Mason, the rest is history. Dwayne Brown, I mean, he just was hurt. I don't know if he was ever a star. He was a good tackle in the league for a while. Ty Law is on this list. Ty Law had that year in what, like 2005, where he had like his career high in interceptions. He had like 10 picks. Now, the 05 Jets sucked, but he had 10 picks that year. Art Monk should be on this list too, by the way. Brett Favre should be on this list. Leonard Marshall should be on this list. There's just a couple of names that I'm thinking about here. R.I.P., but Demaryius Thomas should be on this list. Who else are we missing here? Steve Atwater could be on this list. Ryan Khalil, another Joe Douglas special. Frank Gore could be on this list too. So Zach didn't get everyone, but he got a lot of them. But LT should not be on the list. He was actually a legit signing. Comments, questions, super chats. Cut the line. Julian with 5 raffle entries with this $20 super chat. Are we getting a final mock draft right before the draft party? Yes. I'll give an official mock before the draft party. Or at least what I think the Jets will do at 7, for sure. I'm leaning right now they're taking Membu. That's how I see it. If he's not there, I still think they might take Campbell. I would like a weapon. I really would like a trade back, but I'll be realistic. We don't know how realistic that is. That's part of it. All right. Let's get to your calls now, shall we? Already took one with Cole. Let's take some more right now. Let's say hello to Eric, who joins us. Eric, how are you?
Hey, Jake. I think a lot of what this draft and how we're going to decide the pick has a lot to do with our scouting and development team, because we haven't been able to get like anything going outside of the first round. We've gotten some good first round picks, but all our late round receivers, all our late round offensive line picks, tight ends, none of them work out. So with a new regime, I'm hoping that they can make some of those later round stuff work a little better. And if they have the confidence to do that, that could change a lot, because it is a deep class, not a top heavy class.
Yeah, that's what they're evaluating, right? Like, what's the best way to play the board?
Yeah, because we have like Warren and Max Mitchell, who are like turnstiles. We don't have to go over all the second and third round receivers we wasted. I'm hoping Corley could be something this year, because Aaron Rodgers is always particular about his receivers, especially rookie receivers, and he made that horrible mistake last year and was in the doghouse, and we're not known for our schemes to use creative players like that. So hopefully we could get a little bit out of him this year.
Wouldn't that be nice, huh?
Yeah. And you know what I was thinking? Since everybody's missing voting all the time, maybe the week of the draft we could kind of have like a prospect versus prospect vote until we get down to, two prospects. We all know who it's going to be, but still fun, still a way to fill the void.
Look, I'm all for it. I know a lot of people out there are, feeling that as Maniac Madness voter fatigue. I get that. Or not voter fatigue, voter withdrawal, I should say, Eric.
Withdrawal.
I was thinking about this, though, and I'll talk to the committee about this for next year. I think what we need to do is we need to start as Maniac Madness later than March 1st. I think we need to start it about a week after we did. And we don't need it to correspond with the actual March Madness like we tried to do, because the actual March Madness ended on a Monday. Our final wrapped on a Thursday. But I think we push the tournament back a week so it coincides with right before the NFL draft every year. So we have something that takes us through kind of this lull. Because once we get past free agency, let's be honest, there really hasn't been much Jet news. You had the league meetings where, we'll get some quotes from Glenn and Muji, and we could talk about that, and that kind of adds to the draft conversation. But I think we need to move as Maniac Madness back about a week to 10 days for next year. So instead of it ending on, last Thursday, it ends, let's say, right like the Monday or Tuesday right before the draft.
Exactly.
And then it'd be perfect,
Things will carry over a little better than,
Like we started later to end it right before the draft party next year, which would be perfect.
Yeah, it makes sense. All right, yeah, that's all I got for today. Thanks for having me, Jake.
Eric, how's the car? Are you going to get some pizza today?
I might, I was asking Beast what I should do for lunch, I don't trust him on a lot of stuff, but when it comes to food, he definitely seems like he knows what he's talking about.
Well, you know what? Let's say hello to the Beast right now. Beast, what do you think Eric should have for lunch?
Well, if you want a good pizza, go get yourself one of them nice thin crust pizzas that you guys have in New York. If you want a good one, if you want goods, you can have sausage, you got pepperoni, black olive, it's however you want. However you want it.
All right. Thin crust pizza it is.
All right.
Thanks, Beast.
Signed, sealed, delivered.
There you go, Eric.
There you go. All right. Thanks a lot, Beast. And see you later, Jake.
You got it. I'm reading some comments here. Boomtown says, I'll add it to the next committee meeting itinerary. Yeah, I even think we could do this. We could maybe start it like a week later and have like a full 2-day gap from Final Four being set, promote the Final Four, then do the Final Four, one each day, then do a gap national title game. Really spread it out to take us through the draft. So we have something really right up until the Monday or Tuesday of draft week. And then we'll be all hands on deck for draft stuff, which we have been. But, I know a lot of people are like, I missed the tournament. So I think we basically are going to do what the NBA has done with its playoff schedule. Stretch it the hell out. Have you seen the Knicks schedule for the playoffs? It's such a joke. It's gaps of 2 days in between games. It's the worst. Hockey has it the best. It's every other day. And shout out to Matt Martin, by the way. Hell of a career. One of my favorite athletes ever. Gator says, or show one for candidates to make their case. Show two is for voting daily. That's a lot of work. We could do something like that. Maybe we do that for the later rounds. Final Four day, it's, hey, you vote on the afternoon show, but in the morning, both candidates can make their final pitches. That's not a bad idea. Alan says, I heard Bonesy will sit on Douglas's lap when he's on the Fox Sports draft coverage. Actually, not a bad comment from Alan for once. Jay asking about Cromartie. Cromartie was very, very good with the Jets. He had 2 stints with the Jets. He does not belong on that list. Neither does Revis. Even Revis is second contract with the Jets. While it ended poorly, he was still a good player for a lot of 2015. 16, he fell off a cliff. Tyron Smith's style. Rick Kent says Faneca. Yeah, anyone mentioning Faneca? No way. Rick is spot on. Faneca was really good with the Jets. That was a good move. Google a picture of what Alan Faneca looks like now. Guy looks like he basically lost a full body of a human. That's how much weight he lost. It's always the funniest thing with these linemen who don't have to stay as big anymore. Just completely slim up. Have the lap band or just pop Ozempic in there all the time. Rick, Cromartie was in his prime with the Jets. He was. Yeah, Cromartie was awesome. Jack says, who's my prediction for next year's champ, or is it too early? I mean, it's way too early, Jack. If we're setting odds, though, Bonesy's got to be. You know how the odds come out the day after a team wins a championship? You always see it. I mean, Bonesy's got to be the favorite to repeat now. Now, I'll say this. I do wonder what would have happened with Gorman's championship path if he didn't get catfished. It was close against Big Fella, but he was up when the catfish thing started. I believe it was 52-48 when that happened. So it still could have been Big Fella's game. But if Gorman didn't get catfished, I would have loved to see him versus Lowski in the chicken soup battle. But, you know, as we learned in Asmaniac Madness, you never know what's going to happen. And sometimes it could be matchup oriented, right? I mean, you run into the wrong Asmaniac on the wrong day, you could be gone. So I don't know. I think what's great is who knows who's even in the tournament next year, right? Like we'll have our usuals. We'll have like the Dukes and the Kentuckys that will make it. You know, Bonesy will be in there. Bobby Midnight will be in there. You know, Ricky NY will be in there. Man, like we know who will definitely be in it. But I mean, Beastbreaker didn't start calling till the end of December. David T, who was a 2 seed as well, his first call was at the end of November. So who knows? There's probably a lot of people that are high seeds in this tournament next year that aren't even watching the show at this point. Jay Graves this time last year wasn't even calling, and she was a 5 seed. Cincy says Gary's winning it next year, not that his ego needs another boost. I don't know if Gary could ever win. I think if there's a legit candidate against him like Bonesy, you could knock out Gary. Purple Belt Mike says Gorman unless he gets catfished. Gator says also prior to the round of 64, we should do a play-in tournament to give the bottom 10 a chance to get in. That we can do. So we could start the tournament at the same time. We just get through the play-in first and then do the normal tournament. And then it should. My goal is to basically have something like this, because this week sucks right now. Let's be honest. My views are down. People are tired of talking about the same thing. I'll be totally transparent. This week has sucked. Everyone's channel sucks right now. There's nothing going on. Talking about the same exact shit. So we rely on the calls. We rely on Beastbreaker pretending like he had to go take a poop yesterday when he was just scared that Rick was sending him to the hole. Like, we need that stuff. It's great. But like, I can't wait for the draft in 8 days. So we need something to get us through this week. So I need the tournament to be around through this week. Yeah, that's the key. Boomtown committee is always watching and already taking notes. I mean, if you have thoughts, Boomtown's the resident researcher, statistician, Asmaniac historian for this channel. PBM says, I think Charles getting catfished helped me somehow. Mike, I predict that you're a top 4 seed in the tournament next year. You're a regular. You're well-liked. People know you're a good guy. You proved that many times, including what you did with Charles. I think the next step for you already have an emoji now. I think the next step is Gator's got to come up with some great intro for you at some point here, which I'm sure he will whenever he gets a second from all the other stuff he's doing. Anthony says, Jake, one day I hopefully will get the nerve to call in, but I do have a face for radio. So do I, Anthony, and I've been doing this for years. So what does it matter? Quan says, hot take, Bobby won't make the 64 next year. Yeah, he will. Unless he boycotts the show and is just gone for a while. He'll be in there. Now, is he a 1 seed next year? I don't know. A lot has to happen. Well, he'll be in there. Kyle says, Gary has good calls, but he's polarizing. Oftentimes, that makes for a good pod. Sometimes not. It's true. Gator says it'll be easy to massage the schedule to end the day before the draft. Either the day before the draft or 2 days before. Because there was kind of that like high of like talking about the tournament for a couple days. So maybe we aim to do like our championship the Monday of draft week. And then that kind of builds up interest in the draft party, which hopefully becomes an annual thing. We'll see how this one goes. Been blown away by the amount of people that bought tickets already and how awesome this is going to be to get Ed there and all that. Hopefully the Jets have a good season as well. So the channel will be even bigger because more people will discover the show. The Jets are good. Trust me. This channel blew up when the Jets were pursuing Rodgers. That was a huge part of it. So I am fascinated by it. But I think the final should be the Monday before the draft party. Then we have Tuesday and Wednesday to be excited and ride that momentum right into the party on Thursday. Radical Bongo says, if the Jets win more than 5 games this season, I'll get a Jets tattoo. Yeah. Good luck with that. Gator says, what is the subscriber cutoff for Bobby to be eliminated as a content creator? Well, I mean, one could say if you're already monetized on YouTube, you shouldn't be eligible to be in the tournament. Bobby now is. See, Gorman's not. That's a good point. Beastbreaker says, I did radio in college. Also, Beastbreaker not happy Rick Kent sent him to the hole. He writes in, people need to leave me alone. Rick Kent is public enemy number 1. To get smoke, you don't know when it's coming, but it could happen at any time. Watch out, Rick Kent. Ryan says, I watched the first show for my office and the second show for my garage with beers. Couldn't work out any better for me. Looking forward to meeting you, Ryan. Bring the helmet, baby. If you see the guy walking around with a Jet helmet on all night, that's Ryan. M. Morris, where is that trophy being displayed to get an update? Where is it being displayed? It's up for Mr. Bonesy to decide. I have already ordered the best of the best trophy. It should definitely be arriving before the draft party. My plan is to present it to Mr. Bonesy in person. Duncan says, any Bonesy merch coming to the store? We do have a shirt in the store right now for Bones. Go to jakeasman.com. People buy some merch. Yeah, we got some good stuff in there. We have the official Mr. Bonesy as Maniac Madness Champion t-shirt. And I made it for literally as little as I could without making a profit. Like, I'm not trying to make money off Mr. Bonesy's championship shirt. I just made it for what the cost is for the printing company I use for the merch to make it. I'll show you guys. And don't worry, I ordered one for Bonesy and his brother. Here, this is the official Bonesy shirt. Let me pull it up. Mr. Bonesy, a true champion. Says Jake Asman show on the sleeve. Bonesy's watching. LOL, market me, baby. We're marketing you, Bones. You're a world champ. As Maniac Madness world champion. Jets carpetbagger with an Asmaniac super chat. How many states have you done a show from? Maybe the goal is to do a Jets watch party from every state. I mean, if I did a Jets watch party in Montana, who's showing up? that'd be a terrible goal. No one would be there. This is look, Jets carpetbagger. I love you, man. You've been a channel member for 17 months. I think you started watching the show when you're one of the people I was talking about. The Jets were going after Rodgers. You were a Packer fan. You were intrigued by it. You stuck around. I appreciate you. This might be one of the worst ideas ever suggested. How would people show up to a watch party for the Jets in North Dakota? Ladies and gentlemen, live from Portland, Oregon, the Jake Asman Jets watch party for Jets Dolphins. That would be this is a horrendous idea. Do a show for 50 states. You paying for my airfare and hotel to go do a show live from Montana? Anyone coming to my Jets watch party in Mississippi? Man, it's got to be a joke. Rick Kent, tell Beastbreaker if he talks more than 20 seconds, I will send him to the hole. But the coward blocked me. Hey, Beast, I'm passing on this message for you, all right? From Rick Kent. 20 seconds, and they'll send you to the hole. JD writes in, Bonesy, my kids graduated from Briga. They are achieving. Hell yeah. I wish Dave Briga was coming to the draft party. He unfortunately can't make it. Let's see. JD says, are we getting a Briga State achieve? Yes, now that I have to work on the Briga line. A bunch of you sent awesome designs. I got to test them out and see what actually gets approved by the printing company we use. But that is in the works. I have been so busy with stuff. I'm also planning a Yankees game as Maniac outing for the end of June 28th or the 29th. I will finalize that post-draft party as well. But all my focus is on getting people to have a great time at this event. 8 days from now. Anthony checks in. He'll be at the draft party. Jake, I received my Asmaniac hat yesterday. It's awesome. I'll be wearing it to the draft party. That's awesome, Anthony. Did you get the Adidas line that we released, or did you get the other branded hats that we have in there? The Adidas ones are great. I have 4 of them. 2 Asmaniac in white and black, and 2 Jake Asman Show ones in white and black. Rick Kent writes in, Bobby Beasley and Little Joey have nothing on me. Wow. Well, speaking of the devil, I do want to play something that was sent. Listener Daz, who's a longtime supporter of the show, he's, I believe, in the UK. He put together a new track that we're going to debut. It's an ode to Beastbreaker. So for those of you who don't know, Beastbreaker has a lovely furry friend. His guinea pig, his name is Little Joey. And, Little Joey is very important to Beastbreaker. It's become a fixture in Beast's life. And I'm here to present right now the debut of a new song once again. It's called Forbidden Furry Love. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy.
Beastbreaker 6666 runs the dark online, but his heart stirs in forbidden time. A guinea pig, small with furrow gold. His love a secret that he can't uphold. Oh, forbidden furry love. Not a mess the stars dreamt of. Through the chaos and the hate, his tiny heart is his soulmate. Oh, forbidden furry love. Not a mess the stars dreamt of. Through the chaos and the hate, his tiny heart is his soulmate. Chasing shadows, barking threats online. But in his room, love crosses the line. Tiny whiskers, little soulful eyes. A bond so pure, a love they disguise. Oh, forbidden furry love. Furry love. Not a mess the stars dreamt of. Through the chaos and the hate, his tiny heart is his soulmate. His tiny heart is his soulmate.
Spectacular. An ode to Beast and Little Joey. Now that is talent that we have here, folks. Cincy Matt with an Asmaniac super chat. Never would I ever thought I'd be hearing a pop punk song about Beastbreaker and his guinea pig. This is peak entertainment. Imagine if the Jets are ever good. Now, Beast, he's no longer on the line. If he is, I'd give him a chance to talk to the audience. That was big time. Shout out to Daz. Daz Acoustif, who sent that in. Super chat from Jets Carpetbagger. There might be 3 Jets fans in North Dakota. You never know. By the way, was never a Packers fan, but a Jet fan since 2000 when I moved to New York. I am a BYU alum, but not a Zach Will. Oh, you know what? You're right, Jets Carpetbagger. It's my fault. I got you confused with a different longtime listener. I think I got you confused with FPP, who I believe is a Packers fan. But yes, I did know that about you, that you're a BYU alum, but not a Zach Wilson truther. Appreciate your support regardless, man. You've been here a while. But yeah, I don't think we're doing a Jets watch party in North Dakota. Beast says, I'm prepared to flag the show because now I'm pissed. It's an insult to me. Beast, it's an homage to you, man. Don't take everything so seriously. People are just having fun with you. They know you're going to go crazy. So when you go crazy, you give them what they want. But you'll never learn that. It's the same thing every time. Lean into it, man. It's fun. Jay says we have more Jet fans in Israel than North Dakota. That's probably true. There's a lot of New Yorkers that live in Israel. 100%. Cincy Matt, for me, I hope they're not good. We would have never have gotten this masterpiece. So the show would still be crazy if they were good. It would just be it'd be more like crazy calls about the Jets and winning. Like it'd just be a better vibe overall instead of having to talk about how bad it is. Matthias, was Beast banned again? No, he's not. Beast is not banned. Boomtown writes in. For all the Islanders fans, you're welcome to join the Senators bandwagon and cheer against that traitor John Tavares on the Leaf. Yeah. Look, go Sens, 100%. 100%. Anthony says, come on, Beast. I'd be proud for someone to take time and write a song about me. Rick, there'd be more unity if the Jets were good. 100%. Radical Bongo says, little Joey's a superstar. I agree. I agree with that. All right, let's get back to your calls now. Appreciate all of you tuning in here. We're about an hour in. Keep the super chats coming. Also, another reminder about the raffle. Purple Belt Mike, he said, I need a Darrelle Revis piece. And I said, Mike, let me see what I could do. We added a signed Darrelle Revis photo that I will send to you if you win this week's raffle, plus a signed Sauce Gardner jersey, signed Keyshawn Johnson helmet, signed Al Toon helmet, and a Ken O'Brien signed jersey as well. More of your calls. Ladies and gentlemen, let's say hello to a guy that on this channel has been known for one thing and one thing only. Calls from Vermont.
Hi, everybody. This is Bob from Vermont. I am Bob, of course. How you doing, Jake? How you feeling? Very good today?
How tired are you, Bobby? You look like you're
asleep. I just got 4 minutes. I got to drink water. Much better now. Much better. I just had a little tickle in my throat. How you feeling, Jake?
A little tickle?
A little tickle for the tickle. Yeah. So I liked that video, but I hope the music didn't get you.
No, I had to test it beforehand, and YouTube said it didn't violate any copyright.
Okay, because I thought I heard that from the background.
No, I tested it before. I made sure that.
Good. I'm happy for that. Yeah, that was cute. I thought that was cute. Beast Breaker, it's good that your hamster got you and your hamster got. I like that one. I was getting down to it.
I thought it was a good song. I think Beast is very upset about it, though.
So if I'm monetized, don't put me in the thing next year. That won't be fair.
Beast says he's very pissed. Don't be, Beast.
Beast, don't be pissed. It's a great song.
It's a joke, Beast.
Well, remember how many
he goes, not riding my guinea pig. That's it. I think Beast doesn't have an issue with the song. It's more so him riding the guinea pig.
Oh, I see. Gotcha. I see. Yeah.
I don't know, Beast. I think you got to laugh at yourself, man. It's funny.
Well, what stuff you do to me sometimes.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, well, funny isn't funny. Especially when you get the farts and then you take a shower for like 4 days. Remember that one?
Yeah, of course. You smell.
Yeah, because...
You better wear deodorant before I see you in 8 days.
Oh, I will have definitely deodorant on.
Good.
Yeah, wash my, too. Down there in the privates.
Huh?
So how you doing today, Jake?
I'm good, Bobby.
Okay, who was that guy? Before I heard his comment, I wish he gets on and not type about me. He doesn't even know me. Remember that guy who made the comment
What comment?
about Bobby shouldn't be like in number 64 or something?
Oh, I don't know.
He had that weird name, weirdo name.
Okay.
What'd you type again, weirdo?
So we're fighting with a commenter. That's what we're doing.
No, I'm just saying I didn't like that comment. No, but if I'm not, I don't have to. If I'm monetized, it shouldn't be in, like you said. That's fair, right? Fair.
Well, no, I think you're still eligible to be in it. And just Gator made a good point. I mean, we had a rule we didn't put in content creators. That's why like Connor Long wasn't in it, for example.
Right. But I just have parties. I'm like,
but you're not really a content creator. You just sit around and let people just shoot the crap on your channel.
Yeah, shoot the crap. We're what's that called? Zoom meeting?
Yeah, it's just a giant. It's like during COVID times when everyone would just sit on Zoom and hang out.
Oh
with
yes. COVID time we used to be in Discord all the time.
Yeah.
In the Sports Fury. That's how I met Georgie. We used to talk a lot, and I was on a long time. I know my friend Bad Dog. I know him for a long time. His kid's like 10 now. I know him for that long. You believe that?
Yeah.
10 years going. So yeah, we're gonna find out. I didn't know if my brother he was off yesterday. So Lex's two friends, okay?
Tell them to go quickly before we sell out.
Yeah, I know. You're down to the bitter end, right?
Down to the bitter end.
Okay, so yeah,
just two tickets are left.
Only two? Are you sure?
Only two. They better move fast.
I thought you said like 30.
Nope, two now. 28 people just bought them in the last 2 minutes.
Okay, so we'll have them. Hopefully, if they go down, maybe they have a car. They could take us by car instead of train.
You should take a nap today, Bob. You're very tired.
No, I'm fine. I slept 9 hours left.
Yeah, but that's the
After
problem.
this show, I'm going to take a walk, get off my fat ass again.
Go take a walk. That's a good idea.
I lost 4 pounds this week.
You got to stop mumbling as well. Mr. Magoo is not happy with you.
I lost 4 pounds this week.
Good.
Hey, Mr. Magoo, do you have glasses? Mr. Magoo with his glasses. All right, so
Beastbreaker lost 10 pounds this week.
Congratulations, Storm. Beastbreaker. I took my daughter out to the night before. My daughter and her boyfriend took me out to dinner, and then last night took my daughter and her boyfriend out to a movie called Novocaine. Did you see that yet?
I have not seen it. No, I was at the Yankee game last night.
Oh yeah, they won. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh yeah.
I thought when I came back, when I saw it, they were gonna lose. But
Gator says, "Call back when you lose 4 pounds on my line."
Oh, Gator, you're funny. Okay, have a great day, guys. You'll be on like 4 or 5 today.
Maybe we'll find out.
Okay, well, you enjoy your day.
You too. Get a good walk in, all right?
Oh yeah, I had a great walk 2 days in a row. So fun. This is the 3rd day.
All right, go get him.
Yeah, go get him, boy.
When was the last time you took a shower?
I don't know. Thursday evening.
You haven't showered since Thursday?
Yeah,
you probably reek.
Oh,
he stinks.
yeah.
Oh, you gotta be disgusting. Ugh. I'm throwing your ass out of the party on the spot if you stink. All right, you're representing me that night. I'm bringing you to this thing for free. If you stink, you're gone. I don't care how far you traveled. Period. That's my only rule. All right, get yourself some Mando deodorant immediately. Support the sponsor. Because you could use it. My God. At least you could the last time I met you. Promo code Asman, by the way. Shopmando.com. Beastbreaker says he lost 10 pounds is because I'm in good shape. Oh, so Beast seems like he's in good spirits now. That's awesome. Love to see it. Let's say hello right now to Jason in Jerusalem. See, we were talking about fans in Israel. We have more in Israel than we do North Dakota. What's up, Jason?
Hey Jake, I need some help, man. I'm like, kids are all from school for about 2 weeks, and I'm just losing it already. So more content and more shows for me. But took them horseback riding today, and I didn't go with them, but at least gave me about 45 minutes of just chilling on a couch.
Nice, you've earned it.
Yeah, I've earned it. Yeah, well, the Isles are out of their misery, so at least have the Mets in their injury depleted rotation. Who's starting today?
They're winning though. I mean,
yeah, they are. I mean, they're first place. Yeah. Brascobar or something. There's something about the training staff, man. Anyway, what was the conclusion yesterday? Brandon Moore or Santonio Holmes? Who was more critical for the 2010 Jets?
I mean, I love Robbie. I disagree with him. It's Santonio Holmes.
I agree, man.
The question was, who was more important to the 2010 Jets, the offensive line or Holmes? Then it's the O-line. But if it's just individual unit or a player, Holmes.
Right. That was my guess. I mean, you could say that Brick is the left tackle and how he performed, but as a guard, picking the guard, no. But everybody's entitled to their opinion. You were talking about the Saints yesterday, and the whole thing because of the whole thing with Carr's injury, and if it's going to force them to trade up. But how does Loomis still have a job? I mean, to convert his entire salary to the bare minimum and roll it once again and keep on mortgaging, knowing that he might not play another snap for you as a franchise. How does this guy keep on being able to do this? And they have no present and they have no future. Their window is long closed.
I couldn't tell you. I don't know. He's been there forever.
I mean, it's one thing when you mortgage because you think you're in a window, like the Jets did last year, trading for Adams. But I don't get it, man. I mean, he must have some incriminating evidence on Benson or something, on the Benson family.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's certain organizations that just don't make change. Like Lou Lamoriello is still running the Islanders, for example.
Yeah, but I mean, we also remember what Jack Capuano was like with us, and that's why we'll stick with Lou over what we've had beforehand. To Doug Waite and oh God, some of those teams that Howie Rose was calling were just god awful.
Yeah, but there are certain teams that don't. What the heck is going on behind you right now?
I got some sirens coming. I'll change the camera if you want, but standing outside on the porch.
What do we got here?
Can I flip the camera here? There you go.
Sounds like a very happy Passover.
It is a very happy Passover, as evident by the siren going by. And
hello.
He says hi.
Hi.
What's your name?
Hold on. There you go.
Hi.
Hi.
The Jets are going. I'm almost sure they're going to win the Super Bowl.
I hope so. It'd be nice.
Me too.
What's your name?
Gavi.
Hi, Davi.
Gavi.
Gavi? Gavi?
Yeah.
That's a cool name.
Thank you.
Are you a huge Jets fan? What do you think of the Justin Fields signing?
Now?
Do you like it?
Last year, I didn't like it.
You do like it. Okay. Well, I hope he's good.
Okay.
All right, Gavi. Appreciate you calling in.
Thank you.
Some good takes there from Gavi.
Yes. I only show him the highlights when they win. That's why he thinks that the Island season ended about 3 months ago.
That's funny.
So, they had that break because of the Four Nations tournament, but he thinks that they just have constant 3-month breaks every now and then plays this random game.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, and, the Jets only had, 4 games this year?
That's right. 5.
Yeah, well, I didn't show them the Jacksonville one.
Yeah. Well, that was that was actually a game that was kind of somewhat exciting as far as the points being scored.
Yeah. Anyway, Jake, which playoff games are you going to for the Knicks?
I will be at game 1 on Saturday and hopefully game 2 for starters.
Okay. That ending of that Warrior game was something, I tell you.
Yeah,
Not getting the in.
I didn't see it live, but that was bad.
Yeah, man. I see very little live, but those games at least I could turn on with the last 3 minutes left. Didn't today, but maybe at least I catch the Mets game tonight, being that it's a 8-hour time difference between here and Minnesota.
Crazy. Enjoy, Jason. Appreciate you calling.
All right, Jake. Be well, buddy.
Jason in Jerusalem. More Jet fans in Israel than North Dakota. Sam says, what's an NFL shelf life for Genty? I think he has a lot of miles. I mean, by the time you get to a second contract, you're always a little concerned about the production. But, I think you feel like he's going to have at least 6 really high-end seasons for starters. I mean, he's 21 years old. He turns 22 in December. That helps him. Phantom Green and White writes in, I heard little Joey will be back on the show in 11 days. Something about YouTube having a rule about name changes. Unreal. All right, more calls here. Southern Jets on the line. Hello, Rich.
Good morning, Jake.
What's up, Rich?
A few comments and then a Fields take, if you can indulge, please.
Sure.
First of all, live from the breakfast bar at the Des Moines, Iowa Days Inn, it's the Jake Asman show.
Yeah.
Excuse me, the blueberry muffins will be out in a minute. That's about what your itinerary would be. I think it's a brilliant idea you had as far as retiming the tournament and stuff, because the NFL is the greatest sport in timing when things happen to keep fan interest. The Super Bowl, the free agency, the draft, mini camps, all that stuff. And I think you're on. I think you're spot on. I think that's a good idea. Before I get to the Fields take, I saw that Beast said he did radio in college. I think radio was that curvy chick with the hairy mole on her nose in the dorm next to his. What was that?
Beast, is this true?
Are you nuts? Are you nuts? Are you that back? Are you backwards?
Was that a hamster or a gerbil?
That's a guinea pig. Guinea pigs deserve love too.
It's a gerbil that runs away when you come at it.
Right? Guinea pigs are to be treated with respect, courage, and also care.
Do you ride gerbils?
I have one guinea pig I take care of. Anybody got a problem with it? Take it up with my department.
Your gerbil department.
I got friends in many departments, so let's not go there. Let's not go there.
I wouldn't want to go there either.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. You made your point. Now, I did college and I did radio in college for a couple of years. I wanted to do something different before I got into professional wrestling. My thing was, I'll learn from Don Imus and many of the other greats. Howard Stern is not my kind of cup of tea in the morning, but Don Imus was. He knew what the hell he was doing. Don Imus was the guy. Sure, I might not like some of his points, but sure, he was a cowboy. Okay, that's fine. But when you take things to a certain degree of extreme, you gotta learn to turn it down because you don't want to have the FCC breathing down your neck. That's rule 1. Never ever have the FCC on you, or you're gonna get hammered from all sides, including the United States Senate and also many other departments as well. See, that's why we have communications. That's why we're trying to keep things at a low base. But now with everything, this is rather insulting. I find this insulting and embarrassing. We're going to have to reverse that. Me holding the guinea pig instead of riding it. This is insulting to me.
It's a gerbil.
I find that rather insulting.
I think it's a gerbil, not a guinea pig.
It's a guinea pig. I call it a guinea pig. In Germany, they call it guinea pigs too. I got a friend in Germany, a nice girl, who's married, by the way, has 5 guinea pigs and takes good care of those little guys.
I think you
Please
take good care of them.
Please take the pitch down. I'm serious. I'm serious. Take it down. It's
Yeah,
insulting.
I think you take real good care.
Yeah, I do. I've been doing this for 15 years. I've learned a hell of a lot since then.
I bet.
I'm passionate about a lot of things. Taking care of my guinea
I
pigs. feeding those little
bet
guys
you
outside.
have. I mean, I bet you have.
Hey, I've learned a hell of a lot since then. I've been to hell and back. So let me just give it to you. Great point of view.
Don't give
Neil,
it to me
I
like a
your points.
gerbil.
You're a good sergeant at arms, little fella. But remember, at ease. And remember, be all that you can be in the United States Reserves.
Or the NSA.
And you know what this stands for, too. Thank you.
Hey, Neil. Hey, buddy. Hey, Neil.
Rich.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, Beast, what's happening, buddy?
Not much, Captain Neil. Just trying to put some points out. And I like your points on telling these boys we need to stop playing chicken shit football, get our heads out of our ass, and stop running around like a bunch of chickens with our goddamn heads cut off.
Got it, Beast. You're the man.
And I'll tell you this. I will hire you.
Beast.
I will hire you. You know why?
Beast, you're not going
bag
to
of bricks.
have a great Beast. Silencia. Listen, I have a great guinea pig story I have to tell you.
So my kid,
it's got a funny ending. So my kids want some guinea pigs, right, Rich?
Yeah.
So I get a couple guinea pigs. I keep them in the den. They're starting to smell the house up horribly. Nobody's cleaning the cage. I end up cleaning the cage. I'm like, these goddamn guinea pigs. So my wife says to me, put them outside. It's April. They could be okay outside.
Oh, God.
So wait a minute. So I put them outside in the patio. It's April 15th or whatever. So one morning I go out, I check on the guinea pigs. They're fine. Next morning, they're okay. We get a big rainstorm comes. I didn't put holes in the bottom of the cage. The next day I come out, the guinea pigs are floating on top of the water in the cage. I know, it was horrible, Pete. But so listen, so now I'm the burial guy, right, Rich?
Yeah.
So now I got to bury the guinea pigs. So I take a big hefty bag and I stick my hand in it and I pull the 2 guinea pigs into the hefty bag, right? I go to the back end of my property and there's a railroad track on the other side of the fence. So I take the bag and I go like this. Woo! And it hooks around the wire on top of the fence and wraps
like
around.
Like the sneakers.
Like a sneaker. Now I got the 2 guinea pigs dead hanging from a wire on the thing. Next thing I know, I'm staring at that beast. Don't get upset. I'm staring at that. I'm saying, when is an animal going to get to that thing and, open the bag up and have some lunch? I figured a crow, maybe a raccoon will go up there. That bag was up there for days and days.
Oh,
but
man.
It finally disappeared. But how funny is that when I went like this? I got to write it up. Woo! And all of a sudden, woo, 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 woo. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Hey, Neil, you're a Jet quarterback in the making.
Well, Rich, did you hear my take on Shador? That I want Shador. Now everybody thinks I want Shador. Oh, Beast is getting upset.
Oh, no.
Beast, don't get upset. Uh-oh.
I did your
Beast.
I watched your video that you sent me, but yeah.
Beast, I couldn't help it. They drowned. What do you want me to do? I couldn't help it.
Oh, Beast is a PETA guy?
What? No, he's mad about the guinea pigs. He's pissed.
That's what I mean. He's a
Don't
PETA,
be mad,
whatever you call
Beast. That was an accident. What do you want from me?
it. Oh, come
Beast,
on.
it was an
Beast,
accident.
You don't want to go there.
Oh, that's silly. You didn't do it on purpose?
Stop.
No.
You don't want to do this. You don't want to go there. Don't even think about it.
Instead of radio, you should have taken drama too.
I upset the Beast. Beast, don't be upset.
Oh, you just did. Did.
It was an accident. I couldn't help it.
Uh-oh. What's that? I'm confused.
Whatever. So Shador Sanders is my take, Southern Jet. Rich, we have to take Shador and shock the world, and he's going to be our franchise quarterback. Is that realistic?
You know the table I'm on. I just don't think Brees is going to re-up with us, and I don't want to lose him for nothing.
Oh no, I'm not losing Brees. Forget that. You think?
No. What I'm saying is, I think he's going to leave. So, so I'm all for taking Membo or Warren, but then I want to trade down my second pick, go back into the first, get Hampton, and then we get a defensive tackle or a tight end in round 3. Will Parkinson actually didn't think it was a bad take this morning on one of the call-in shows.
There's no such thing as a bad take from you, Rich. You've seen it all, my friend. You follow college football, right? I don't follow college football. I don't know shit.
I live here in Chapel Hill, so you know.
Right. Okay. So, guys, this is the guy you want to listen to right there. Right there, my boy Rich. That is who you want to listen to. Not Alan, not Gary with his takes. Mr. Got Lucky with what's his name last year, the tight end, Brock Bowers. Rich knows stuff. I trust Rich. And Rich, you don't want Shador, right? You don't want him? How about a quarterback?
I'm worried about the drama. I'm worried about, and I'm not 100% sold on him,
How about this guy Tyler Shuck? How about taking him late round as a
I personally, Neil, like McCord late as a development quarterback from Syracuse.
That a little biased. A lot of guys go to Syracuse.
No, I'm not a Syracuse. Actually, I'm not a Syracuse fan at all. But I think he's a pro type quarterback. He's not a scrambler, and I like him.
Beast is commenting, man. He's mad at me, Beast.
Oh, Beast is commenting.
I thought that was a great story. That was a funny story, Rich.
Oh, I got a great story.
I was the morticianer in my house. I had to, I had to bury all the animals that my kids got growing up. It was horrible. Horrible.
Oh, I know. I just had to do it the other day. I had to shoot a squirrel that was trying to get into my porch, and I buried him. Yeah.
Well, I have neighbors that like to eat squirrels. So when they fall out of the trees, they come over, they shovel them in, and they have dinner with them.
They do fall out of the tree more than people think. I do, Jake, want to get to that Fields question talk, though.
Go ahead. Guys, take care. Rich, it was nice speaking to you. I'm having lunch right now.
Later on, I got
with Rob and Snowball. I'm having lunch with Rob and Snowball.
Don't bring your wallet. Don't bring your wallet for once. Make somebody.
No, my wallet. They don't know it yet, but we're going Dutch on this lunch.
You better believe it.
I'm Dutching it. In fact, I might go to the bathroom when the bill comes. But anyway,
you should.
Take care, Rich. I'll talk to you soon.
Take care, man. Hey, Jake. Thanks.
Rich, how are you?
Thanks for the indulgence.
You really set off Beast. It kind of led to a chain of events here. He's not very happy with Neil.
I don't know. I just think it should have been a gerbil in the picture, not a hamster. But the one lastly, the thing that because I can't tell the joke I was going to tell Neil on air, I don't think. This is not Rum. This is YouTube. No, so with Fields, and I haven't heard people talk about it much, and I might be off, but he is known as a running quarterback, and I think the fact that that's going to dictate us seeing more spy defenses. We're going to see teams spy him at times, and I think that's actually going to be a little twinge that people aren't talking about that's going to help our offense, our running game, our passing game, because anytime you spy a quarterback, it does negate, the scramble at somewhat, but it also, if you have a smart offense coordinator, opens up many other facets of the game. And right. I want to know your thoughts on that.
No, I agree with you. It's why, I hope Engstrand's really creative and good. We don't know what he is. He seems like he's someone who would do stuff like that. I mean, he learned from Ben Johnson. He was there with Harbaugh when they ran the crap out of the ball in college. There's there's some things that I'm encouraged about, but like until I see it, I don't know. But you're right. Fields will command a lot of attention. It's why, like, if you look at a guy like Tyler Warren, you could see like the play action and him hitting Warren right over the middle being like a huge play for them in their offense next year.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. And and that might be why, even though Membo's enticing, you could get Warren at 7, and you could get what's the guy's name? Esserly? There's sorry, my wife's going to the store. The other tackle, you can get him in the second round, I believe. Well, there's a lot of guys. It's a good draft for certain positions. And are you Warren or Membo, Jake?
I would take Warren. I'm not going to be upset if they took Membo, though. I get it. I just, I have my doubts on them being able to find weapons on day 2. I'm very nervous. The history of the Jets is brutal. I'm in that camp
with you. I think Membo maybe makes sense from a esoteric point of view, but Warren is where I'm leaning as far as I think we need more weapons. And plus, Warren is a tight end is a safety valve, which people don't talk about a lot. And Fields, because it's known fact he doesn't get to 4 progressions. That means he needs a safety valve. It'll help him. But I'm still on the camp that I want to trade up my second round pick, because I do not believe that Brees is. We're not gonna franchise tag him, and I don't want to lose him for nothing. I don't think he's Mr. Jet, and I think we ought to use that second to move down. And we could trade Brees on draft day. I just read a Denver article. One of the beat writers said that they're talking about us giving a 4th and Brees, and we get their pick and a second rounder. We could then combine those second rounders to get Hampton. But who knows? It's going to be. I hate doing trades in mock drafts because it gets crazy. You end up with 72 picks, But just wanted to get to that Fields take, letting people know. And I think that was a good comeback by you with Warren, with Fields being spied on. It'll be a good safety valve, and as they come in and they collapse with the spy, he can just dump it off on us. With Warren can play in the slot, which is vital for a great tight end. And I think that's what you're going to see him do more than anything. Motion. I think he's going to be used as a combination tight end H-back, and he'll do the motion slot, the way the H-backs do, and I think that's what we'll see out of him.
100%. Good call, Rich. You provided a lot today on the show. A forever moment, perhaps, with Beast. Beast, it's okay, buddy. This picture is just a picture. It's not real. Little Joey is okay. The guy who wrote the song that we played is in the chat. That's Daz. Daz Acoustic. And he wasn't even watching it live, so you just go back and watch. You missed a lot, Daz. Tom Ace writes in, Jake, at the draft party, please promise to do a moment of silence and pour one out for the 2 dead guinea pigs that Neil killed. Absolutely. Neil's a murderer. Now, Beast in the private chat wrote to Neil, quote, Neil, you're fired. You just pissed me off, you rotten bastard. Official word from Beastbreaker. All right, can we get through some more great calls? Ladies and gentlemen, we have Curly Norman's on the line. Hello, Curly.
Oh, what up?
How's the workout?
Let me pause this.
We got a full-on workout class.
Jason in Jerusalem has a right as a father to tell his son that the Jets are not going to win the Super Bowl anytime soon. That's child abuse. Yeah, I just figured I'd call in today. Beast got me motivated today, so figured I'd give you a quick buzz.
Absolutely. You look good. You look like you're getting after it. I think Beast would be proud of you.
That's right. I mean, that's my inspiration. I didn't start working out until Beast started calling into the show. So, yeah, what's going on?
No, we're living the dream. I like the man cave setup, too. You got the frame Namath there. Who else we got on the wall?
More achievement. Joe Namath.
Yep.
Brian Leach. The Rangers haven't won a cup in 31 years, but who's counting? It's going to be 85. 2 cups in 85 years. But what else we got here? For all you soccer people out there, I got Thierry Henry, all-time French soccer player.
Yep.
We got the Macho Man for Beast.
There you go.
Somebody got me this. All I need is Jets football and my dog. You can take the Jets out. I just need my dog. And we got
should get Beast one for his guinea pig.
We got a Hall of Famer Joe Klecko, Curtis Martin. So we got those two.
I have the same display cases for some of my merch. That's great.
Yeah. So, but this is my real treasure. This one's the real case cracker. Elijah Moore training camp autograph worth about 13 cents. So that's big. Gonna have to replace that soon. So, but yeah, just figured I'd call in, say what's up. And
Curly, you're the man. Love it. Good call.
All right, we'll see you next time.
Curly Norman starting to become a regular. We have Curly Norman. Love the Walt Clyde Frazier piece there. Love it. Hit the like button if you want a chance to win some merch and display it like Curly has. This week's raffle features some great prizes: a signed Darrelle Revis photo, a signed Sauce Gardner jersey, a signed Keyshawn Johnson helmet, a signed Altoon helmet, and a signed Kenny O helmet. Our theme is successful Jets first rounders. Beastbreaker going at Black Gypsy now says, Black Gypsy, you're a loser. I was watching you from all angles. Hell yeah. Watch out, Black Gypsy. More calls, shall we? Pork of the Morning's on the line. Hello, Pork.
Hey, Jake, what's up? I'm feeling bad for Beast over there. He's really going through it.
Yeah, I think he's got to take a step back and just remember it's all in good fun. No one's doing anything to little Joey. You know, we love little Joey.
Yeah, Neil, that was a bad story. I'm just gonna say that was that was terrible.
Daz, watch out. Beast says you're a dead man. He's putting a bounty on you, so be careful. Now, Rick Kent does have a bounty on Beast, he said, for the hole. So we'll see if Rick Kent is gonna. Yeah, Rick Kent said if Beast talks for 20 seconds or more, he's sending him to the hole.
Well, that's not right.
That's what Rick Kent said. I'm just relaying.
Well, no, you're not sending Beast to the hole. Because look at what I got here.
Oh, there you go. You got the Michael Clemens bat.
Right. This one's name is Dorothy. That was my grandma's name. She was a real bitch. She didn't really like me too much. She didn't like my antics and my nightlife, but oh well. I got trivia tonight, Jake. I usually do good at that. I'm one of the trivia champs of Memphis.
Are you better at trivia than you are darts?
Yeah. I'm in the finals for trivia in South Haven, Mississippi.
Hell yeah. So you come to my watch party in Mississippi if I did one?
Well, yeah, I'd be right there. I'm right on, you know what I mean? I'm right on the border of Mississippi, so it's like 5 minutes from here. So there's a lot of Mississippi queens down there, Jake. You might be able to hook up with some. They're pretty nice ladies down there.
Oh, baby.
They're a little different, but a little redneckish. I should do that. You better, check all their teeth too. So some of them, they smile at you. They look like a jack-o'-lantern.
So the stereotypes are accurate about Mississippi is what you're saying.
And Arkansas, yeah. I would say both of them. I mean, there's some different folks there, not like us from up north.
I see.
They have a thing called chicken spaghetti, and it's an abomination to the world. They take like some tomato sauce and dump it in some Campbell's chicken soup, and they're like, there's chicken spaghetti, and I'm like, no, that's not what. That's disgusting.
Damn.
You're right. I mean, that's foul. Right. I was like, and it was at a veterans club too. So I was insulted. Put it that way, that they would show that to me.
Well, Pork, I appreciate this call and your words about Beast. I think it resonated with him.
All right. Well, go Jets. Jet life to the next life, guys.
Pork in the morning, everyone. Excellent call. Hey, how about this? Our guy Bo C checks in with a 10 spot in the raffle. Ghost of Three Siblings, a.k.a. Jay's 18th burner account. Sneakers to Boots, Paul Taxter, Daniel Lopez, Philip Allen, Jets Pauly, TJ Begg, Finnegan's Flight Crew, Little Joey on steroids. That was fast. Sergei Mikolov, Crow Runs On, all receiving channel memberships. Congratulations to all. All right, can we rapid fire through a couple more calls here? Australian Jet fan, you're on the line. What's up, man?
Nothing much. I just wanted to say, like, look, at this point, I don't really care who the Jets take in the first round. I just want them to take someone that contributes. Like, if then like if they're gonna try and like we have enough talent on this roster to not be like a 3-win team. Like realistically, is this roster worse than the team that won 7 games with Zach Wilson?
No, the team's I think better in a lot of areas than that 2023 team for sure. Now the coaching I would think is better, but we don't know that.
And see that's what I think as well. So at this point, like it really just doesn't. I just want to see them take a step in the right direction. I want to see them go forwards, not backwards. We've done enough going backwards. So I'm happy with Tyler Warren. I'm happy with Membu. Pretty much just anyone. Just draft someone that's going to be competent. Draft someone that can come in and start straight away, and make this team better.
Well, they need 3 starters with their first 3 picks. So the order could be however they see fit if they get it right. You know what I mean? Like it's more than pick 7. Pick 42 is super important, as is pick 73.
Yeah, I agree. I just don't want to see them pick Mason Graham, for example, and then just not have him make the defense any better, you know what I mean? Like I want them to, pick like we say that, you have 2 options. There's picking the best available talent and then picking who's going to fit the roster. I want them to pick whoever is going to lift this team the most.
Fair. I mean, they better get it right. That's all I'm going to say.
They better fucking get it right. They better get it right. Sorry, my fault. Family friendly.
Australian Jets fan, everybody. He'll be at the draft party. Hell yeah. Folks, I got some good news. You ready for this? To the lair we go.
Jets Johnny, Mike D's nuts, and that Rick clown. You little dirtbags. You bunch of asshole chicken shit. You want to play fire with fire? You stepping on my world. I'm the pimp and you're my hose. You piss me off, now you're paying for it. You ain't got the dick to go distance with me. You're nothing but weak. Little girls with your little credit cards think you're so funny you can send me to the hole. Well, your days are numbered and Armageddon is coming for all 3 of you. You don't know when it's coming and you don't know where it's going to come from. Get ready.
Now, Beast, the good news is this. The latest photo of you and little Joey is one I think you're going to love. Gator made this just for you.
No, that's appropriate. That's much better. That's much better.
Now, that is a great photo.
Thanks, Gator. Let me be at peace. I need to be at peace. Please, let me be at peace.
All hail little Joey.
Breaker 666 $50 will send his ass to the hole where there's no gabagool.
An emotional peace breaker. What a world. Hey, how was the first show today? It was good. We showed a pic of a cartoon of one of our callers on his pet guinea pig, and it led to a firestorm. Yeah, it's tough. More calls right now, ladies and gentlemen. Joining us on the Gusbuster hotline is someone that I would say at this stage is revered by the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, The champ is on the line.
The only thing better than all them shoes is Joey D, cause he totally rules. Jake, my brother, I'm high as a kite. I love everybody. Damn, this show is crazy.
Jake, my brother.
You got an animal as well. There's Rex.
Look, man, you know, first I gotta say, every time I see Australian Jets fan, all I think of is sunshine, sunshine. I remember the Titans. I just can't get it out of my head every time I see them. But look, man, Beast ain't as upset about the picture as he is Neil's story. And Beast hasn't admitted this to us, but I could tell he is in a guinea pig community. He mentioned that he's got a friend in Germany who's married with a guinea pig, which means he does like this with guinea pigs. So if Neil told a story about like cats or dogs or like more, favorable animals, people would be like, yo, that is an awful story. But since it's guinea pigs, like it's a little more acceptable. But to Beast, it's like, the sky. And I get it. Look, I am, I have to admit, I am a softie with animals. I mean, I'm talking like, when I was a little younger, I'm talking like, 15, 16. My boy had a snake, right? And long story short, the snake was in hibernation, and you feed snake little mice. And he had a little rat in the cage for like 2 weeks, and he was starting to get hungry. And I'm an animal guy, so I would be petting the mouse and feeding it and taking care of it. And he was like, "Yo, man, I'm about to chuck this rat because my snake's not coming out." I took that rat and it lived for 4 years. Because I don't know, man. I get it from my mom. You wouldn't think, but I am a real softie with animals, man. Like with this dog, I've saved his life like 3 different times. He's 16 years old. He hasn't seen anything good since Rex Ryan, but he's my man, bro. If something happens to him, I'm gonna be crying like Beast was. So I don't think Beast is as upset. I mean, he is acting upset about the picture, but that he has to take a joke because we're just clowning. We know you love little Joey, but obviously, I'm telling you, if he'll be honest about it, I guarantee he's in a guinea pig community talking to other people about guinea pigs and how to take care of them and how they matter and they're important. I'm telling you, bro. We need to ask him when he mans up a little bit. And I get it. He's emotional. Everyone thinks it's about the picture. It's not all about the picture. It's definitely about it's about the Neil story.
Tom is writes in, Beast will not be asking Neil to babysit his guinea pig.
Yeah. No, I like when Boom said the committee is slating this for round 1, the guinea pig, next year's tournament, Neil versus Beast. He's already taking notes on it, he said in the chat. That made me laugh.
Neil just got restricted. Let me ask Beast. Beast, if Neil proves he can handle guinea pigs, would you give him a second chance? What do you think?
Beast, you're on mute.
Himself first.
He's got to prove himself.
Oh, sorry.
Beast, am I on to you? You're a guinea pig lover, right? You're in a community with people?
That's correct. But what Neil just did
when it hits you like that, man, when it hits you like that, I can tell.
With destruction coming its way. I'm warning you, Neil. You just opened the floodgates to your own personal hell. Now you're gonna pay for that. Don't think I'm watching all the tricks now. You just made a deal with the devil, and now you're gonna pay the price for it. That's it. That was a shot to me.
I agree, Beast.
Not like that again. How dare you? Now go.
All right. Gator says little Joey is going to be in next year's Hasmaniac Madness tournament.
We'll see. We'll see what happens first. We'll see.
Can we meet little Joey, Beast?
He's right now. He's having his lunch right now. He's eating the rest of his parsley and his carrot and his strawberry, especially with his hay, and also pellets. Pellets are 10% of body weight. I've also learned that also guinea pigs eat hay. That's also 80% of their body weight as well. They like that stuff because they're used to it. See, that's why I've been watching it for years. And don't ever bring up a sick guinea pig story like that. It made me sick to my stomach. That's why I got a temper on me.
Hey, Beast, can we meet little Joey on the afternoon show today?
We'll see, because I'm gonna go pick up some wine today because going to Food Fuss and picking up some wine because Easter's coming up. And you know
You
what?
better start.
It's Jesus' birthday. It's time to give some respect back to Jesus.
Does he like guinea pigs?
Son,
He
you
looks
like guinea pigs?
like a decent fella.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't. Even keep on.
Look, it's that little cute guy.
Yeah, he's a guinea pig. This is insulting, right here. I'm sorry, rather insulting. Very
Beast,
insulting.
don't take that to heart, man. That's not too bad. They're just making jokes there. That's not too bad. I think you could get past that. We could tell that your guinea pig is more than some animal that you ride, and it's your family, bro. We can tell.
You don't ride guinea pigs. Guinea pigs are prey animals. They've been prey animals for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. I've known this stuff for a long time. This is not this right here is a slap in the face to me.
What are you doing?
And no, that pizza right there. I don't use comic crap like that. I use it fresh. And go Nick.
Yo, Jake.
Yes, Bonesy.
I think you're right, man. We really need to make sure that the Asmaniacs tournament bleeds into this week. We are all bored and just hanging out to hang out. This almost feels like like a little bit of Bobby's show. We're like, man, we're just chilling now. Like Sonny wants me to show you guys. He's grinding.
He's playing Madden.
And he's playing a Madden. Did you see Rex Ryan? That was Rex as the old coach. Rex, that was Fat Rex. So that was when Rex was killing it.
What Madden is that? What year is that?
This is Madden
NFL 13.
This is Madden NFL 13. We're playing. I got the PS3 up here because we still use it as a DVD player. So.
Hey, Beast, I got some good news. We have 5 memberships from Jose and 5 from David. They're being donated in honor of little Joey and Guinea Pig Help Awareness Month.
I don't know why he did, but he did.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up to both Beast and Mr. Bonesy.
Peacemaker 6666 runs the dark online, but his heart stirs in forbidden time. A guinea pig, small with fur of gold. His love a secret that he can't uphold. Oh, forbidden furry love. Not a mess the stars dreamt of. Through the chaos and the hate, his tiny heart is his soulmate. Oh, forbidden furry love. Not a mess.
Great job by Daz with the song. We're going to update the cover art. Don't worry, Beast. It will be the Gator new created. You and little Joey here. Also, how about this? Big fella for little Joey. Love it. You're the man, big fella. Also, Jose and David, appreciate both of you. 10 memberships I'm about to read. They're from Jose and from David. These are all channel members now, and Jose and David each get 5 entries in our next raffle. Christopher Phillips, Jose Delgado, Luis Pilata, Charles Sanders, ... Little Joey for Life, Craig Jones, Veterans Fitness, Little Joey Loves Pizza, Ron Weiss, Mazel Tov, and BNL 1199, all receiving channel memberships there. Big fella's getting 5 with his $20 super chat as well. What I want to do now is rapid fire through the last remaining calls because we're already at 2 hours and that's a long show. Hold on. Look how cute this is. Hi, Lola.
Do it.
Yeah. Great job, Lola. Had to get Lowell in there. Nice job, Bones. All right, here we go. Dirty's on the line. What's up, Dirty?
Yeah, it looks like Joey is well fed.
Oh yeah.
I mean, dude, I don't even get fed like that. My man is eating. And shout outs to for Beast for putting in the time and the effort to make sure Joey's taken care of.
Beast is a respected member of the guinea pig community.
Fair enough. I wouldn't have the I wouldn't have the guts to join such things. So shout outs to him. And look, I'm gonna wind this back to just a little bit of football, if we could, just for a moment. I think it would be great if we could solidify the offensive line at 7. If we could see a guy that fits exactly what our need is, and it doesn't seem like a reach in Membo, that would be cool. I wouldn't be mad with Tyler Warren. He's a hell of a weapon to have. I just believe that we could probably get somebody in round 2, tight end wise, maybe Arroyo or something like that, On the other hand, there's a problem with Simpson's going to be gone. I believe he's after 1 year. I think he's gone after this year, or, depending on how he plays, if we give him another contract. But we do have to get a little bit more depth with the guard to see who's going to be our guard next year, if we have somebody coming up. And we have almost nobody on wide receiver depth after this year. So we really need to get some weapons going into next year. So I have a feeling that they're going to go heavy in the front end offense and also our safeties. Next year we got a 1-year deal here, you know what I mean, with Cisco. We don't have that many safeties either. We really have to draft some people and have them learn, So this is going to be very imperative for our GM Mooj to see what he can come up with in a fix here. You know what I mean? He's done so far so good with the cap space that he's doing. He's moving some money around. He's, hey, this is a June 1st cut. This is not. We're going to restructure Lazard, who's a good blocker, by the way. I'm not saying he's got the greatest hands, but he's got some pretty good hands when they're on other players. I will say that in the run game, he knows how to block. So what did Aaron Glenn say? If you block, you get the rock, right? So you just got to trust in the new area that this is going, the new direction. And
we'll see. Dirty. I mean, they got a ton of holes, and they got a first-time coach and GM who have never done it before. So, let's see it. They have a lot of holes that they basically created themselves with decisions. They didn't necessarily have. They could have brought back, Morgan Moses, for example. They created a huge hole there at right tackle now. So what's the plan? Yeah. We'll find out.
I think it'll be interesting to see what they do with the linebacker position. I know that sounds like a little odd. Like, I know who we just paid. I know but Quincy Williams, there could be that holdout. There's a possibility, right? On the other end, according to NFL analytics, there is a decline that does happen after the year of 28. It doesn't look like he's declining in the way that he plays by any means, but are they going to pay him for 3 years? So are they going to pick somebody else up in the draft to solidify that spot? Because I don't see him being on the team long term. And that's a really hard decision to make as well. So I would like to see what they do with the linebacker position. I know we have other needs and I want those fixed first, but I'm just interested in that as well.
Dirty, appreciate you as always, man. Good call. All right, Jets Johnny, you there? I see the camera going in and out, but I'm not sure. I think you're there. Johnny? Juan? There he is.
What up, Jake?
Yo.
How you doing, man?
Good,
I just
Johnny.
wanted to call in and say, Beastbreaker, you suck. You need to toughen up. Be a man. Take it like a man. Stop coming over here telling people to switch up and do all this other stuff because you're soft. Be a man. Take it like a man and toughen up. I love you, Jake. Have a good one, brother.
Johnny, short and sweet. From Johnny to Rob, the Jet fan. Hello, Rob.
I'm not like Neil.
Hello, Rob.
Oh, we got the Kumbas here. We're at Vincent's.
Are you with Neil? Oh, Neil, you did a lot of damage with that call, man.
Right,
Beast
I'm
is
having some hamster. Hang on a second.
Oh no! Oh no! Snowball's here too.
Gentlemen of the chat. Hello, good morning. Rich, my boy.
Rich keeps us stable here, Jake. You know that. We got upachos here. Translation crazies. Here's the number one crazy right here.
Oh my
Here's
God!
the stable guy. I have some more and I'm somewhere in the middle here. But we're at Vincent's Clam Bar, enjoying a meal. The Kumbas are all here.
Yes, I love this. I mean, this is incredible. I don't think Neil realizes the damage that he did to Beast. Beast is very, very unhappy.
There is a little lobster bisque soup. And then Jake, you've got to top it off with a little vodka and tonic, baby.
I love it. 12:15, a nice big Italian meal. PBM is upset he wasn't invited to the Long Island luncheon.
It's a little hard to hear you, but what did you say, buddy?
Purple Belt Mike wants to be invited. He was upset he wasn't invited.
Tell Purple Belt the next time he can go. Yeah, look. Hey, Jake, take a look. This seat is empty. See the seat empty?
There it is.
That would be Peter Castro's seat if he was here.
That says Jack Morris.
But Peter Castro obviously is from Florida. But the fourth contingency of the OGs would have been Peter Castro right there.
I love it. Well, you guys have a great
You
meal.
got to be here, buddy. We need Southern Generation.
No, we're gonna get Jake Stab. We're gonna come here.
Yeah. A little Steve Asman the next time, maybe. Who else would we bring? Yeah. We have to bring him. Yeah. We got to bring your dad in and your brother, Jake.
I love it, Rob. I look forward to it. You guys have
We
a
got
good
to
meal,
get
all
the
right?
OGs here, buddy. The OGs.
We'll leave Zach at home.
The Kumbas. Look, Jake, Asmaniac, baby.
I love it, Rob. You're the man.
Asmaniac.
You're the man.
I think that guy.
I know, right?
I got my eye on you, Jake. Anyhow, I like you. Hope you like my Jets take. Shador is number one on my board.
I got my eye on you, Jake. I hope you like my Jets take. You know they call me David T. It's not easy for me to see, but if you bring me full stream, you might like what I had to say. I'll need to get real damn close, cause my vision is dog shit.
Well done. That was a perfect way to end that. Neil, great job. Rob, Snowball. You guys have a great lunch. That's awesome. All right, what a show. We're back in the 4 p.m. hour. I think you guys will be excited about the guest at 4, so stay tuned for that. Shout out to everyone who called in today. Shout out to little Joey always. And I will talk to you guys in just a little bit. Again, my name is Jake Asman. Thank you all for your support. Thank you all for tuning in. Come back this afternoon. I promise you it is going to be a tremendous, tremendous program. We'll talk to you then. Go Jets. Let's get back to your calls right now. Let's go to Charles, who's up next on the Gusbuster hotline. What's up, Charles?
Hey, Jake. Look, I was pleasantly surprised. Well, let me rephrase that. Just Dwayne Brown is a bit.
The Russian Minister of Defense, Sergei Shoigu, and the General Chief of Staff, Vasily Gerasimov.
I'm sorry.
You have like some weird pain fetish.
I understand that, but
sorry, I am. Just...
Oh my.
Hypocrite's a bit much. And honestly, I don't.
Oh, what sleeping?
No, they don't need that.
I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
So what's up? Do you want me to give you those 10 years your phone number?
I'm sorry.
It's killing me. Just sorry, I'm just muttering randomly, but honestly, I don't.
How did?
Sorry, I am just.
Oh my. Oh my God. How did Gator do that? Just that. Oh my. I mean, what a ridiculous video. I mean, there's no words. There's no words. I thought that was legitimately Charles on the line there. But it's just hilarious. I mean, I don't know what to say. All right, back to the calls we go. Assuming this is a real call, let's go to Craig, who's up next on the Gusbuster hotline tonight. Craig, are you a real person or are you a robot?
Mate, I'm in Australia. Of course I'm real.
What's up, Craig?
Gator, is there anything you can't do? That's my question.
I mean, I was fooled there, man. Like that was unreal. I thought I was going to Charles, and it was just wild what just happened there.
Hey, there we go. Light it up, Ricky. Yeah, let's get back to your calls right now. One of our favorites is on the Ghostbuster hotline. Ricky NY joins us now. What's up, Ricky?
Hey, Jake.
Hey, Ricky, how you doing?
Thanks for taking my call, Jake. I just finished smoking all the available weed in the panhandle, so bear with me if I collapse here in front of my personalized flag. Any chance you could send that boxing guy, Gary, to the Jameis Winston town? Maybe Gator can build a special hall for quarterbacks who throw more interceptions than completed passes. Well, not a Florida guy, but can go to Seminoles all the way there. If you got a whole lot, just get all of them in there. I don't give a shit. Well, I think I got to relight this thing. Hold on a second. I just got this new blowtorch lighter. Let's try it out. Try it. Oh, Jesus Christ. Should have backed off that setting a bit. Anyway, Jake, I'll hang up for now and grab the burn kit again. Later, brother.
Oh, my God. Yo, Gator is different, man. That dude is different.